Good morning from the departures level of the West Palm Beach International Airport in South Florida. My name is Scott, and yeah, I'm the guy who writes those insanely detailed airline reviews over on sandspotter.com, and I am here to catch American Airlines flight number 1831 to Chicago. Chicago O'Hare, of course, and I'm going to be doing it in what they call the main cabin extra seat. But don't let the fancy name fool you. It's just basically economy class with a few extra inches of legroom. Now, I've done videos about this before. Last time I did it was on the A321, and the service is going to be exactly the same. The entire experience is going to be exactly the same. It's going to be the same seat pitch, same food even, but it is a completely different route, West Palm Beach to Chicago, so that will make it a little bit more interesting. But the most important takeaway from this video is that the American Airlines main cabin extra seat is fairly decent, and it's very consistent from one aircraft to the next. They do an excellent job of keeping the experience the same between the different aircraft types, even though, as you're about to see, that experience isn't exactly all that great. I'm not even sure if it's worth making a video about, but here I am. Anyway, this flight was scheduled to go out at 12:25 p.m. and, whoops, lost an AirPod there. No biggie. But anyway, yes, they did get the boarding process started exactly on time. And if you recall from my previous videos about main cabin extra, the boarding process for main cabin extra passengers is immediately after first class. So that's a nice little perk, I guess. Another nice little perk, as you're seeing here, is the legroom. Legroom is excellent in main cabin extra. The seats aren't all that fancy. There are no video screens in these seats. It's a very basic experience, which in general is not really any different than basic economy, except for that extra legroom. It is the exact same seat. There's nothing different about it. The fabric, the width, everything is the same except for that legroom, which for me at 5'10" is pretty nice. There are USB charging ports in these seats, which is a good thing, as well as full-size electrical outlets located down beneath between the seats, which I didn't get video footage for, unfortunately, because I didn't want my seatmate thinking that I was being a total weirdo. Anyway, they got us pushed off the gate at 12:22 p.m., which was 3 minutes ahead of schedule. Was not expecting that, being a full load today. Every seat on this airplane was occupied. I thought there was no way we were going to get out of here on time. And, as luck would have it, just as I was starting to feel really good about the situation, we had to pull over and wait for a takeoff slot because of all the air congestion around the Chicago O'Hare area. And once it was all said and done, it was about a 15-minute delay. Not too bad. By the way, if you have any interest at all in all of these flights that I take and all this traveling that I do, and you want to find out more information about how I'm able to do it, as well as to get some behind-the-scenes info which I don't share here in my videos, sign up to my newsletter, link in the description below. It's completely free, and I'll send that to you about once a month. As always, you can unsubscribe at any time if you find me to be really annoying or whatever. They had us going off runway 28 right today, which is unfortunate because the ocean is the other way. It's the other direction. So we're taking off over suburban West Palm Beach, which is nowhere near as exciting as the beach, as you can imagine. Still very scenic though, especially on a nice day such as this. The winds are light, there are no gnarly thunderstorms to dodge, so all in all, this was a beautiful takeoff. I do fly out of West Palm Beach a lot, since I have family in the area, and I'll tell you what, it's not very often that I take off in this direction. This is actually kind of rare for me. It's usually always over the ocean. I guess another nice perk about these main cabin extra seats is the fact that they're mostly ahead of the engine. So if you're looking to get some good pictures or video with the engine or the front of the engine, these are definitely the seats to have. Gotta have a window seat though. Okay, now let's talk about in-flight entertainment. As I said, there are no video screens in these seats. So if you want to access the in-flight entertainment, which does exist, it's just all streaming, you're going to need your personal device and the patience to sit through a 30-second credit card ad. You're not going to be able to watch anything without sitting through that, so that's kind of a bummer. Otherwise, it's a really nice streaming entertainment product. It's really fast. I never had any problems with glitching or buffering, so that was pretty cool. Something else that was cool is this device holder built into the seat back. Though I do recommend bringing a bigger device if you're planning on watching movies or TV shows. As I mentioned in my most recent American Airlines Main Cabin Extra review, Wi-Fi is not free, at least here in 2025, so you're going to have to pay for it, but free Wi-Fi is coming. They're saying 2026, so we'll see. And now, the snack service. And I did not say meal service, I said snack service. American Airlines doesn't offer anything more than a drink and a light snack here in Main Cabin Extra. So don't go thinking that you're going to get a free sandwich or anything, because that does not exist. And speaking of sandwiches, I highly recommend bringing one of your own if you're kind of hungry, because you're not going to get much more than a Biscoff cookie, unfortunately. But the important thing to know is that alcohol is free for Main Cabin Extra passengers. I believe you only get one drink, and if you want more, you have to pay for it. But beer and wine is on the house if you're so inclined. I stuck with my Diet Coke, as usual, because I'm boring. But thinking back on it, a shot of something strong might have helped to make this a little bit more comfortable. Maybe not as memorable. And I guess if you're the kind of person who needs a shot of alcohol to dull the pain of sitting in economy class, Main Cabin Extra might be for you. Now, don't go thinking that this is a horrible experience, because honestly, it's not. It's a 2.5-hour flight from West Palm Beach up to Chicago, and I don't really think that I needed anything more luxurious than this. Of course, it would have been nice, but at least I can cross my legs, sort of. This was probably really annoying to my seatmate, so I apologize for that. And on these shorter flights, I don't really even know if first class would have been worth it. I mean, it's basically the same amount of legroom, so it's all good. Anyway, as you can see, the weather is absolutely perfect up here in the Chicago area. Got an excellent view of downtown Chicago coming up here on the right. Arrivals into O'Hare were flowing to the east, so that means that we had to fly right by downtown, at least along the southern edge of it here, to get situated for an easterly arrival into O'Hare. There's still a bit of time before we land, and I want to take this opportunity to compare this to a flight that I recently took on United, which was the 737 MAX 8 Economy Plus product, which is a direct competitor with this American Airlines Main Cabin Extra seat. From now on, if I ever find myself in a situation when I'm booking flights where the American Airlines 737-800 and the United 737 MAX 8 are one of the two options at the same price, I'm choosing the United 737 MAX 8 simply because there are video screens in those seats. It's the same snack, basically. You're just going to get a light snack and a free drink, free alcohol too. But let's say it's a choice between the American Airlines 737-800 and a United 737-800, not the MAX. That's a tougher choice. I think I'd probably still choose United because there are video screens, even though they suck. They're from like 2005 and they're super low resolution, but I don't know. It's almost the same. It's pretty much a toss-up to me. I think it would come down to schedule. I would just go with whatever one has the better schedule because they're both pretty bad. Not to say that American Airlines 737 Main Cabin Extra is terrible and something that you need to avoid. It's just that it's kind of like they're not even trying. Especially the American Airlines cabin crew and their ground employees at the airport. They just seem so out of it. It's like there's no energy there. Nobody seems to care. I don't know. At least that's the vibe I seem to get, and that's the vibe that I've experienced in my last, 5 or 6 American Airlines flights. So, it is what it is. I think this video was a really good representation of what you're going to get if you choose American Airlines 737-800 Main Cabin Extra. Just know that you're not going to get anything great. You'll get there on time-ish. It's not that bad. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And as a reminder, sign up for that newsletter. Link in the description below. And, yeah, I will catch catch you in the next one.